The campfire wildfires in the state of California have become the deadliest wildfires in the state's history. And just a few months ago, the state suffered through the largest wildfire in their history, making 2018 the year of record-breaking destruction for the state. And while climate change is responsible for the conditions that created the fires, they didn't light them up. Reports are suggesting that utility companies in California are responsible for the infernos, and now residents who've lost everything are suing to hold them accountable.
That's the fireplace. Gone.
Rubble and ash are all that's left of this Redding, California neighborhood.
Yeah, we waited years to buy this place.
But the devices used to track your electricity could suddenly catch fire and put you and your family at risk. 41 Action News investigator Andy Alcock uncovered the possible hidden danger.
Brigade is playing down concerns over smart meters, denying their link to any house fires. Unions are concerned about dodgy installations, a claim rejected by power companies. 10's Mark O'Brien joins us live now from the MFB in East Melbourne. Mark, is there a problem or not?
They own the meter, and that's it. Everything else is the responsibility of the homeowner.
That was surprising information to hear for one Ontario homeowner after coming home to find this.
Saw the meters fully engulfed in flames when I came in.
Luckily, Kevin got home just in time and was able to put out the fire. This is all that remains of the box now, and this right here is the meter that was attached.
At 1:30 in the morning, I heard loud bangs on my wall. I thought it was somebody hitting with a bat, but then I looked out my bedroom window and I saw flames, and then I knew what happened because it happened a couple of years ago as well.
People trapped in cars, there might be some injuries.
There were people literally burning in their cars, running down the street, abandoning their vehicles. It was just utter panic.
Fast-moving flames wiped out an entire town. More than 6,000 homes have been destroyed there. The fire, now called the most destructive wildfire in the history of California. In Southern California, 2 major fires forcing the mandatory evacuations of more than 200,000 people, including the entire city of Malibu.
This fire is burning out of control. 24 hours after it started, people have died. Firefighters have been hurt. We just heard what sounded like an explosion in the distance, and a police officer told us it was propane tanks. That's another explosion. Propane tanks exploding. Homes like these are burning. No firefighters are around. It's not because they don't want to be here. It's because there's so much fire to fight that they're having to prioritize life over property.
Do you know what kind of meter you have in your home? No, this isn't just my nerdy curiosity. This is actually something that you should be considering. Over recent years, there's been a huge push by energy companies working in conjunction with the government to install smart meters. What's a smart meter? Well, it's an electric meter that energy corporations allege will streamline how power consumption is monitored in your home. Remember that little guy that used to come to your house to measure your energy usage? They'd write it down on a little notepad and then send you a bill at the end of the month. Well, that little guy is out of a job. He's been replaced with smart meters equipped with RF chips, technology that allows power companies to monitor these devices without actually ever coming to your home. So just how smart are they? Well, not only do they rapidly record information by the hour, but they can determine just what type of energy you're using. Think about that for 1 second.
As the fast-moving wildfire ravaged Northern California, the entire city of 27,000 people was forced to evacuate.
Directed energy weapon we want to test out in a specific area that have the finger on the button that they could push at any time. Could there be some type of smart meter connection with this? Do these houses all have smart meters? Do these houses, can you activate this via smart meter in conjunction with a transmitter via satellite or tower technologies?
Luckily, Kevin got home just in time and was able to put out the fire. This is all that remains of the box now, and this right here is the meter that was attached.
Think about that for 1 second. It may not seem like too much intrusion, but consider this. Energy corporations will have precise data on your daily routines, when you wash your clothes, when you watch TV, when you leave your home, and when you come back. And if the notion that they know what you're doing and when you're doing it isn't disturbing enough, it gets worse.
They did this on purpose. This is what they're doing. It's really strange they're calling it the campfire. They should call it the Rothschild burn everyone out fire, because that's what it is.
If the notion that they know what you're doing and when you're doing it isn't disturbing enough, it gets worse. Because these devices are also capable of controlling, regulating, and even rationing your energy use. Take this, for example. You're running your AC during those hot summer months, and the power company decides that you're using just a little too much power. Well, they can take it upon themselves to lower it, regardless of if you're willing to pay more for that extra usage. Another point to consider is what these companies can do with this information. Once they share it with law enforcement, it can, and believe me, it will be used against you. Cops will be able to know just what you're doing at all times in the privacy of your own home. Hey, who needs a telescreen when you have a smart meter? Secondly, these corporations can sell this information about our daily lives for data mining and advertising. It's disturbing on so many levels. Yet, these little surveillance units are being implemented across the country without the public's consent, and in many cases without their knowledge that they're even being installed.
This is a smart meter. It uses electromagnetic frequency to send DTE information about power use. This gets rid of the need for meter readers and notifies the power company about outages. But some say such meters are making them sick.
I couldn't understand why I was feeling so foolish.
First, a warning.
And so I came back and tried to put my hand in front of him like this.
Then a scuffle.
And he just kept pushing me away and pushing me away. And
what was the guy after?
This meter.
Yep, an electric meter. He wanted to replace it with the new one like this, a so-called smart meter. Problem was, Thelma Taormina wanted to keep her old one. She had put up warning signs to leave it alone. But the worker wouldn't listen, so Taormina grabbed her gun.
Her lights are out. Her electric meter has stopped spinning. But this is not due to a storm or for failing to pay her bill. It's because this self-employed photographer has refused to allow a new smart meter in her home. Result, a lineman pulled up and disconnected her from the grid.
It started on 11/10 and blew up, no pun intended, on 11/11.
Peek at what happened here. Well, let me just show you some pictures here of normal house fires. What's usually left afterwards? There's a bunch of rubble and everything's black. Usually, the frames of the buildings stand, and there's a bunch of crap around the trees or around the place. Buildings. The frame of the building stays intact. The entire building does not disappear. There's still debris. There's a huge debris field after these things. Generally, you see that all of these houses, every one of them is black.
wildfire today, wildfires can get up to 1,472 degrees. What does it take to melt glass? Heating it to temperatures of between 1,427 and 1,538 degrees Celsius, which is about 26 to 2,800 degrees Fahrenheit. Wildfires about 1,472 degrees, yet that's going to take about twice that to melt glass. How hot to melt porcelain? 6,000 degrees. 6,000 degrees?
This car was right next to a fire, and it still has glass. Its wheels are still intact. It was actually, this thing actually burned, but it didn't melt the tires. It didn't melt the glass of the vehicle. People with eyes to see. Here's this neighborhood before. And I want you to look, you guys, there's absolutely nothing left. You don't see any part of any of the structures anywhere. This isn't possible. There's something else going on.